Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Light Upon Light, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Islam in our modern world. Today, we're diving into a hadith that might seem a bit harsh at first, but holds a profound truth when you dig deeper. Imagine two people standing in the same place, one overwhelmed, feeling like they're trapped in a never ending cycle of stress, while the other lives carefree, laughing and indulging in every pleasure. Same world, same moment, completely different experiences. Why? Because for one, this world feels like a prison. For the other, it's paradise. This is exactly what the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described when he said, "The world is a prison for the believer and a paradise for the disbeliever." Sahih Muslim 2956. But what does that really mean? Is it suggesting that believers can't experience joy or happiness in this world? Absolutely not. It's about perception and purpose, understanding the prison of belief. Imagine a young man in his 20s. His friends are constantly inviting him to parties, to places where there's music, dancing, and free indulgence. They laugh, they cheer, they tell him, "Live a little." But he turns down the invitations, not because he can't have fun, but because he knows something they don't. He's building a relationship with his creator. For him, this restraint is a form of strength, but to others it looks like he's missing out. Or think of a young woman who chooses to wear the hijab in a world obsessed with appearance. Where beauty is measured by exposure, she chooses modesty. To some, it seems like she's limiting herself. But for her, it's freedom. It's a declaration of her dignity, a reminder of her faith. These are the prisons of belief, not physical walls, but choices we make because we see a higher purpose beyond temporary pleasure. For those who don't believe in an afterlife, this world is everything. They chase money, power, fame, pleasure, because that's their ultimate goal. Life is about accumulating experiences and possessions, indulging in desires, and squeezing out every drop of happiness. But for believers, this life is a journey, a test. We know there's something greater awaiting us. It's like a mountaineer climbing a steep mountain. While others relax at the base, enjoying the easy view, the climber endures the cold, the sharp rocks, the exhausting climb. Why? Because they know the view at the peak is worth every struggle. Look around. Social media shows us perfection, endless vacations, luxury lifestyles, flawless beauty. We see influencers with millions of followers living what seems like a perfect life. But what we don't see is the emptiness behind the smiles, the constant need for validation, the fear of being forgotten. Studies show that despite all the luxury and access, anxiety and depression are at an all-time high. Why? Because the more people chase this world, the more they realize it cannot satisfy the soul. A heart that is built for eternity cannot be satisfied with something temporary. But does this mean we should hate the world? Should we refuse to smile, to love, to enjoy? Not at all. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, smiled, joked, loved his family, and enjoyed what was halal. The difference is that his heart was never attached. He was grateful for blessings, but never enslaved by them. So how do we balance dunya and akhirah? By seeing this world as a garden we plant, not a paradise we live in. Our deeds are seeds. Every prayer, every charity, every kind word. We water them with patience. We protect them with sincerity. And one day, we harvest their fruits in the hereafter. Imagine someone walking through a storm holding a lantern. The winds are strong, the rain is cold, but their eyes are fixed on a distant light. That's the believer's heart. While others may be distracted by the storm, the believer is focused on the destination. So when hardships come, when you feel like you're missing out because of your faith, when you're mocked for your principles, or when you struggle with temptation, remind yourself, this is a storm, but you are holding a lantern. People often think submission to Allah is a burden, but in reality, it's freedom. Freedom from the endless chase for validation, freedom from being a slave to desires, freedom from the anxiety of being good enough for people. When you submit to Allah, you're not chained, you're liberated. Imagine a bird in a cage, looking out at the sky. It seems trapped. But what if I told you that cage is a sanctuary, protecting it from predators, from storms? For the believer, the prison of this world is actually protection. Protection from sin, regret, and spiritual emptiness. One of the most beautiful things about this hadith is that it gives hope. When you feel restricted by your faith, remember that it's temporary. A prison is never permanent for a believer. This world is the waiting room, not the final destination. And while you wait, you have moments of beauty too. The joy of a sincere dua, the peace of a quiet prayer, the warmth of a good deed done for someone. These are glimpses of the paradise to come. So, when you feel overwhelmed or trapped by the challenges of life, remind yourself, this world is a fleeting phase. The disbeliever may enjoy it now, but it's temporary. The believer might feel restrained, but that restraint is a blessing. It keeps us on the path to eternal happiness. Our goal is not to escape this world, but to navigate it with a purpose. Like a traveler who smiles at the passing scenery, but never loses sight of their destination. May Allah make this world a beautiful test for us, a prison that protects us, and grant us the eternal paradise we are striving for. Ameen. Until next time, stay grounded, stay hopeful, and stay faithful.